Irene Uchida was born to Japanese immigrants on April 8, 1917, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. She studied English literature at the University of British Columbia during the time of World War II. She visited her mom and sister, who were living in Japan and fled just before the attack on Pearl Harbor. Upon arriving home in Canada, however, she and her family were then sent to an internment camp. While in this internment camp, Irene was asked to be the principal of a school for children of internees because of her university education. After her father chose to return to his wife in Japan, Irene accepted the support of her church, which offered her a place to stay and encouraged her to finish her degree at the University of Toronto. Though she earned a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature, she would change her degree path to the study of human genetics. Irene graduated in 1951 with a PhD in zoology and got a job at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. It was here that she began to study twins and children with Down syndrome. She then became the director of the Department of Medical Genetics at the Children's Hospital in Winnebago and a professor at the University of Manitoba. After scientists in France discovered that some people with Down syndrome had 47 chromosomes instead of the normal 46, Irene then decided to investigate the cause of the extra chromosome. Cytogenetics, the study of chromosomes in cells, focuses on the identification and behavior of chromosomes, and Dr. Uchida was the first scientist to bring that technique to Canada. And she started the country's first clinical cytogenetics program as well. Dr. Uchida was the director of the Cytogenetics Laboratory in Oshawa, Ontario, and was responsible for diagnosing chromosomal differences in patients with abnormalities and developmental disabilities. In the 1960s, Irene identified the link between women who received abdominal X-rays while pregnant and chromosomal birth defects such as Down syndrome. Along with other researchers, she also found that the extra chromosome associated with Down syndrome is not always from the mother, but the father may be responsible for 25% of those births. In 1970, Irene founded the Cytogenetics Laboratory at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario. She was a professor of pediatrics and pathology and director of the Cytogenetics Lab until she retired in 1985. Dr. Uchida published more than 95 scientific papers and received numerous awards for her research, including Women of the Century for Manitoba. In 1993, she was also made Officer of the Order of Canada for her research on radiation and human chromosome abnormalities. That has made a notable contribution to medical science that is the highest degree of a merit to be awarded by the British monarch. After suffering from dementia for over a decade, Irene died in a nursing home in Toronto on July 30th, 2013, at the age of 96. Irene's research and dedication in the face of adversity truly makes her an inspiration and STEM field icon.